Wonderful.
Yeah,
Cool.
okay. Fantastic. Let's get started. Thank you everyone for coming. I've got a couple of more people to meet, but we're all here obviously because of the Croydon Community Lottery, and you're all groups who signed up to the lottery. We now have 50, I think, live courses, which is fantastic. And we have been selling tickets for about 3 weeks now. Is that 3 weeks, maybe third week? And I think it's going pretty well. So we are obviously, as the host, Croydon Voluntary Action is super keen to promote you guys so that you can increase the number of tickets you sell. You might have noticed that you can sell tickets in different ways. Obviously, if people commit to buy, say, a minimum of 4 tickets a month, it's better because it's an ongoing income that you get. But people can also buy a bunch of minimum of 5, pounds, basically, as a one-off. So there are different ways they can support your cause. And I think this session today is just to have a chat about how it's going, how you're finding it, and come up with ideas on how you can promote your cause. Because we noticed some of the causes are doing better at that than others. And we want to maybe share tips and see what are they doing that works so well, that other can copy, basically. Isn't it? Yeah, correct, Karen?
Yeah, that's it. I think it was just about sharing ideas, making sure that we're all sort of doing the promotion that you need to do to get those tickets sold, really. So, and to show you some of the easy ways to do it rather than making up new slides and stuff. It's all there. It's just really easy. It's about accessing the information that's there. So what was going to say, I'm Karen, I'm from the Volunteer Centre. I think I know most people here. But there is, we thought we'd go round so that we all get to know each other a bit better. So I'm Karen, I head up the Volunteer Centre at CVA. And so we just go round. So I go round in who I can see on my screen. So Kate, yes, would you like to go next?
I'm Kate Clark. I'm a volunteer with Croydon Borough Neighbourhood Watch Association, where I'm a coordinator for my street, Wandle Road. But I'm also, for my sins, I'm secretary on the committee. Yeah, we're desperately trying to raise funds because we're not sure whether we're going to get any money from the council. I think it's rather unlikely, but we used to get a grant, for which we were very grateful, but obviously now we're not getting it at the moment. Anyway, that's, yeah. So yeah, we've sold, I think at the moment we've sold 29 tickets, which is better than none. But we've actually got a committee meeting. Sorry,
you're one of the top sellers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, we have put a few emails around, but we've got a committee meeting this afternoon, so we'll obviously talk about it a bit. There's so many things on the agenda, though. I'm not sure how much time we'll have on it. Okay, yeah, that's enough for me, I think.
Thanks, Kate. Elizabeth.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I chair Croydon Communities Consortium, which is a borough-wide group that covers the borough. We hold public meetings and run an information line and website and whatever. We haven't sold that many tickets. We have had problems and I have to leave after about half an hour, but I thought I'd join. So if I could pick up any tips, thanks.
We'll get into the tips really quickly then. Okay. And Joe, do you want to just say who you are and why?
Yep, sure. Hello, everyone. My name's Joe. I'm from Gatherwell, which is the external lottery manager. So we sort of run the back end of Croydon Community Lottery. And I'll be largely speaking today about a lot of the tips, or at least how to use your cause dashboard at being admins, and where you can find material and bits and pieces like that to try and incentivize people to give towards your good cause via the community lottery.
Okay, oh, it's all moved around again. Michael.
Morning, everyone. I'm Michael. I am the Digital Fundraising and Youth Media Projects Officer at Reaching Higher, which is a youth charity based in South Norwood. So I don't think we've sold many tickets either. We're quite new to the campaign, so I think yeah, being here will just be great to get some tips about selling tickets, commission, that sort of thing. So really nice to meet you, and thank you for holding this.
Melinda, thanks, Michael. Melinda, is it Melinda? Sorry, I've got eye problems, so it's really difficult for me to see. Is it Melinda?
Sorry, I've got really bad internet connections, so hopefully you can hear me. Hi, I'm Melinda. I work for Croydon Drop-In. I'll be honest, this has been delegated to me, so I'm coming into this blind as of this second. So we haven't sold any tickets, and this is the first time I'm actually looking at it. So I am completely new to this, and I'm here to learn about it all now.
You're in the right place then. Well done. Welcome. And is it Chantel? I'm hoping that's your name. I can't see very well. Sorry.
Yes, it is. Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Chantel from Legacy Youth Zone. I've got the back end of this conversation, so I'm assuming it's whether we've sold tickets or not. We haven't sold tickets yet. I did come on the previous call that was run, and I just need to get my bum into gear and actually get it going. So yeah, I'm hoping that this call will kind of reignite it and I can get started with it.
Thanks, everybody. I was going to demonstrate it, but since Joe's here, actually, I think it'd be really good if you show how to access the dashboard, because I think one of the things, it doesn't matter how much CPA promotes it, it's really dependent on you promoting it as well. So together we can actually sort of build up a following across the board. But Joe, do you want to? Yeah, look, he's already done it. There you
ready
go.
to rock and roll. So for, I'm just going to rehash a lot of from the start very quickly as well. So, the Croydon Community Lottery has been set up in partnership with Gatherwell, being the external lottery provider, and CVA, who basically hold the license. And what it is, it's basically a community lottery centered on Croydon for the good causes of Croydon. And so what it's about is people who may donate to you already or give and whatnot, just providing another channel for you to actually fundraise through. And it's incentivized because they can buy a lottery ticket that supports your good cause, and they may win something as well. So the headline here is that you get 50% of every ticket sale, and then all those funds get paid to you monthly. So it's a nice way for you to have income coming in a pretty steady fashion, and may just give more certainty. Kate, you said before about the council and the grants. Well, this is definitely something that may not necessarily replace the amount of funds you would have received from a grant, but it's definitely something that can provide more certainty in regards to monthly income for your good cause. And so as a supporter, what I would do is I'd come through here, I would select the cause largely. I mean, I'll go into it in a moment, but you really want to be directing people to your good cause page rather than
Joe, can I just cut in, because some of them have got to go quite quickly. Could we go to a lottery cause dashboard and show them how to use the marketing, and then we'll do questions after that, because I think most of them were at the first meeting, so they know how the lottery actually works. Sorry to interrupt you.
No problem at all. So when you log in to your dashboard as an admin, the first thing you're going to see is just this little banner here. Now, this is the current monthly prize, as you all know. So if you're paying attention, prior to the first draw, it was the gift cards that were the prize that a supporter could win in that first draw. Now we've gone into the sort of monthly cadence. So this month it is a Sony home theater system. So the first thing you can do, and the easiest thing you can do to drive, a sale of a ticket, is just come here to share your lottery. And then from there, really, it's either you can post it to any of these, social media pages. But once again, as I've said, this link here will direct them directly to your cause page, which is where you want to be directing them. So pop that in there.
Can you try generating a tweet? Because I don't think that works. It comes up with the original gift card. Let
me have a look.
So if you try to tweet it, for example.
So it looks like
generating an image.
Okay, so
the image that it generated when I tried it came up with the previous, although it showed the television previous.
When did you do that? Sorry, I can't see who's speaking.
Sorry, it's Elizabeth. Okay. When that came up as the prize and we were asked to promote it, I used the links, but it generated the picture, so I had to copy the picture and then paste it in and remove the gift card because it was coming up with the gift card image.
And that was after last Saturday?
Yeah. It was with this new promotion.
Yeah. I'll have a look into that. Could be something caching, but something that just hasn't actually updated, or it's not reflecting what the live site is. But I'll have a little test of that myself and see how that goes.
Sorry, Elizabeth, also try maybe to use a different browser. What I find sometimes is that sometimes browsers are tricky and they kind of remember whatever you were doing before. Sometimes I go on Flickr on a browser and it show it as it was like a week ago, but I know I uploaded pictures in the meantime, so it's not refreshing. So what I try to do is normally go to a different browser, and if I open Flickr on that browser, somehow it's all it's all up and running as it should be. So
thanks. That's helpful. Thanks.
Definitely.
And can you also show, sorry, I'm just aware that Elizabeth needs to go. I want her to see where she can download the flyer, because one of the things we were saying, everyone, is that, so there are flyers that are already made for you. You print them out, put them up. Say say you are a church, a local church, you can put them up on your community, in your community hall, and there is a QR code, and people just scan the QR code and go straight into your page, and they can donate there and then on their phone. So that is a useful way to gather, ticket holders.
Yep. So beyond the first step, if you're wanting to get into this marketing assets that you're able to use digitally or in print, you just come up to the menu in the top right, and you're going to have a page here that says leaflets. And then when you go in there, you'll see this month's bonus prize, as we're just chatting about. You can download a banner from Facebook or Twitter. You get your digital leaflets, so you could pop that into an e-newsletter if you wanted to. But then of course you got your printed leaflets here. I'll just pop in here now. And as you can see, QR code that takes them directly to your good cause page, obviously the website address, and then what they could search for if they were just going to the main page to find your good cause. So this is really handy for any physical location. People can just do the QR code and get directed to your good cause page. Just want to also quickly note that you can customize these dot points. So if you're not really fancying, the copy that's in here, you're able to come in here, and then you can just change your dot points, and then that would, when you press build, it would just regenerate those leaflets for you with the messaging that you've chosen to use. Beyond that, obviously, if you are just signing up as well onto the lottery and you've done it recently after the good course launch, you do have these lottery launch assets, though they will only be relevant for a period of time. If you talk about, if your community knows you're on the lottery, then you probably won't use that. And then you got Play Now as well. And so these are just a range of leaflets that you're able to use. This one is seasonal, so every single month you get some new content. Download it, share it, customize it. But with whatever you're doing, make sure you're directing people to your good cause page rather than just croydonCommunityLottery.co.uk. You want it to be your good cause page, so they're able to support you.
Thanks, Joe. And has everybody logged into their own page on the lottery so far?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're all comfortable knowing where your page is and how to find your what did you call them, Joe? Assets? I just flyers and stuff.
Yeah, leaflets. Yeah, marketing
leaflets,
assets.
And there's an email signature, isn't there? And Twitter stuff you can put on Twitter. Are you all comfortable with that? Is there any questions that you still feel that you need to know the answers to around the marketing materials?
No, that's great. Okay, one of the things I wanted to add is every one of you uses different types of social media, which is fine. At CVA, we've got Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. If you tag us in any of your, posts, then we can share them, we can like them, we can create some movement. The other thing is, as well, I had this idea of, I've done it for one small organization already. I'm happy to do it for you guys as well. I created like a text message, basically, and you can copy and paste it and put it into WhatsApp groups. I know this particular group, for example, they've got a lot of WhatsApp groups for the different projects they run. And so they prefer to do it via WhatsApp. I can create a message for you and you send it to your mobile phone, you copy and paste it and send it out to your groups. So if you want to do that, if you think that would be useful, please add in the chat your telephone number, yeah, so that I can send you the text. But that is also a way to do it. So it's just trying to think about different creative ways of approaching potential buyers. I guess Instagram would be better for Legacy Youth Zone. Facebook might be maybe better for you, Kate. It depends on, where your followers are. And the CVA, we've been sending out stuff, trying also to involve the council. Didn't get much out of that, I'm afraid. And local businesses as well, but we'll keep doing. We've got one social media post planned every week. And another thing we really would love to do, and please, oh, Elizabeth, you raised your hand. Okay, 1 second. And please tell me if you're okay with it. You could also do a video about your organization, about what you do. And I can post it on the social media with a message like, have a look at this amazing group. Do you know they're on Croydon Community Lottery? Buy tickets and support them and get a chance to win prizes as well. So we can do a range of things. Sorry, Elizabeth.
That's okay, thank you. I've been using, because it generates, at Croydon Lottery in the tweets and other social media things we've been putting out. Yeah. Not one's been retweeted. We've been copied into things to promote other causes, which obviously we're very happy to do as a borough-wide organisation, but it doesn't seem particularly fair way. There doesn't seem to be a social media strategy. If I was promoting, if it was, if I was running it and I was promoting it, I would promote all causes equally. I'm being asked as an organisation with to promote other organisations, which I'm happy to do, but not at any point has our organisation been promoted, which does seem a little unfair. And I also have the issue of being sent emails saying sell tickets. And I did send an email out, although, on the back of that, to promote selling tickets. Somebody bought tickets, they didn't go into the draw. It can apparently take 10 days for an application to be processed. And I don't think that's particularly clear. In this case, it happened to be my husband who bought the tickets. But I think it could have been very awkward if somebody thought they were going in the draw and entered because they thought they were going to get a £300 gift card or whatever it was, and then found that although the lottery had taken their money, they weren't actually in the draw because they hadn't done it, days and days and days ahead. It seems wrong to promote. Should
we let Joe answer? Should we let Joe answer that? Because I don't know the answer to that one. So Joe,
for sure. Yeah, no problem.
Stop sharing your screen for a minute then, so we can see you.
What I'll do is I will find it on the website that actually talks about how it works with direct debits. If there is a direct debit that's actually processing, it does get included in the bonus prize draw, because it's a free entry draw to begin with anyway. So if we see a direct debit that is pending, they will be part of that, like a raffle. In terms of the weekly jackpot, no, because it has to be paid entry, like the Gambling Commission rules. But in terms of direct debit, that is the system in the UK. You can't take money within 10 days of setting up a direct debit called a backed agreement. So this would be the same as whether you're paying your phone bill or whatever it may be. That is the direct debit system in the UK. So nothing to do with the lottery in particular. And I'll find the page on the website that actually details that for you. In terms of
you're saying for the raffle bit, for the prize bit, they would automatically go into that, even if the
That's
direct
right.
debit's not set up.
That's
So,
correct.
so
It's
it would
just
have been in for the £300, but not for the.
not for the jackpot. That's
Yeah.
right.
I'm just checking my understanding.
Can I also add, Elizabeth, in terms of social media? So what I've been doing is I've been sending out very general social media posts. So, for example, the last three, one was concentrated on young people groups. One was about, I think it was about people, groups working with older people. One was about Croydon groups in general. The reason why I tag people in is just so that if they want, they can retweet. So I'm trying to tag people, two types of people in, but you know, there are so many you can tag in a post, but I try to tag people that hopefully will be interested and would be willing to retweet, you know, Croydon Council, the libraries, whatever, you know, organization I think should retweet. And then I try to tag the groups that are part of the lottery in, and it's just a reminder really for you to, if you want, to retweet to your followers. It's just to help you out. It's not really to tell you do it. It's just to help you out so that you can remember. If you want, you can use this.
That's not how social media works. I'm sorry, that's not how social media works. I'm not at all unhappy that I've been tagged into posts asking me to promote the green groups in Croydon, green and park groups in Croydon, or youth or whatever. But it doesn't promote, it promotes them. It doesn't promote our cause. And I just feel that all the causes should be promoted equally. And in a way, all I'm doing is I'm promoting other groups or the general Croydon Lottery. And in all likelihood, someone going to the Croydon Lottery, having seen those names, will look for those names because they want the interest is sparked. Oh, there are youth groups in Croydon.
Yeah,
I can support.
What we can maybe do, Elizabeth, is to use the videos, because obviously there are 50. Yeah, there are 50 to promote. So it's very difficult for me to promote, to send out 50 posts, you know, saying in the next even 2 to 3 weeks, to promote them individually. What we could say is maybe send an email around and say, if you want to be promoted individually, send me a picture, send me a video that I can use and I'll do it. And in that way, I will offer it to everyone. Hopefully not everyone will come back to say, yes, do it now. And I can do something a bit more.
I don't have the capacity. I didn't realise this is what I signed up for. We're a small group. We cover the whole of the borough. There are 4 people on committee. I did not realise this is what I had signed up to. I don't think it is difficult to promote all the groups. You can send out, even over a course of a day, even 3 tweets. You could include 10 groups. You've covered 30 groups. You're saying there are 50. Over the course of the week, it wouldn't be that hard to do, and it wouldn't be that hard to share
but
the posts that are being shared.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but obviously I'm trying, what I've done, I was trying to do is trying to kind of put them together, so to group them. So maybe your group is a bit particular in the sense that it didn't fit into any of the groups I tried so far.
Yeah.
So maybe I can try to create another group that kind of fits your groups.
The other thing, sorry,
I think that's
Elizabeth,
all.
I just wanted to.
I think that's really my point, is I think it might be useful to look at like a social media strategy, because at the moment we're now 3 weeks in, it doesn't seem that that's really, you know, totally thought through.
Okay, well, sorry, Elizabeth, I'm just going to cut in. I wanted to pick up your point about when you're tagging in the lottery tweet. We don't manage the Twitter account for the general, the Croydon Community Lottery account. Joe, do you manage that?
We do automated posts, but we don't necessarily tag any particular lotteries. So I can go in and have a look at the tweets now to see if I can find what indeed is actually being talked about.
Because if you generate a tweet, it automatically includes at. I think there's a hashtag and an at Croydon Lottery, which I've assumed is run by CVA. So that's really interesting, Karen.
It's not, and that's why I'm picking it up. That's managed by the lottery provider, and I'm just listening to the conversation and trying to get a sort of feel, because it will. And if you tag CVA into, we always retweet.
Okay.
Well, when I say always, about 90%
Yeah.
dodgy eyesight. Sometimes I miss one or two, but
And
we do.
Also, you've got to do it in a balanced way. So if somebody is doing lots of tweets and copying in all the time, you're not necessarily going to retweet them. No, I
Not
totally
every
get
single one.
Yeah, of course.
But absolutely, Elizabeth. If you tag us in, we will definitely retweet. And the same with anybody in this group, we would definitely retweet.
Yeah.
Not if you do it 10 times a day, but obviously, because thing. But I think the key really to the marketing is using the materials that's on your dashboard, because that sends people directly to your things. And I know, Elizabeth, you've been doing that. And if you schedule some posts that tag us in, we can generally keep on doing stuff like that. That's to make it simple, because you're right, most of the organizations are very small and have very little time to do this. So I think one of the so Sarah and I tried to come up with a quick thing just to get something moving, and maybe it wasn't the right way to do it, but we tried to get something quick, and I think maybe if we thought it through a bit.
And so, I can also see the value. So, for example, Legacy Youth Zone, for example, I can see could make a brilliant video and would probably have the means to do that, but a lot of groups wouldn't. So it's got to be different strategies for different groups, hasn't it?
Absolutely. But some of those photos of your meetings, if you sent us one of those, that I think that would work quite well, because obviously you're doing quite a lot of stuff there. So absolutely, Elizabeth, I think we're on the same page. It's just coming at it at a different angle, I think. So so bear in mind that the Croydon Community Lottery Twitter, Facebook and that is automatically generated. So there's no one sitting behind it retweeting. But if you tag us in, CVA, Sarah, myself, and the rest of the staff, we don't have a social media lead, but we will retweet. And we will talk about you and try and get conversations going about you. So that's the way we use social media. We're not experts, but we do have quite a good following now. So
the other thing I noticed, Karen, is that you know, even amongst the videos we created at CVA, the ones that were created by professionals are not on social and posted on social media are not the ones that got the most interest. Normally, the ones that got the most interest are, you know, the homemade videos of Steve sitting in front of the, you know, CVA Resource Centre with cars behind and him talking, and you kind of go, why are people, you know, so interested in this video? So they're really not, they don't need to be shiny and professional. They just need to be personal. And they, you know, they need to be short anyway. So you literally can take it in 1 minute, you know, with your phone, and people will look at them. They do look at them and they do listen.
Is there any other questions, any other points that people want to make? Are you feeling confident that you could go out there and promote it now, Melinda, seeing this is your first viewing of the lottery?
Yes, yeah, I think something I need to obviously allocate some time to do now, but yeah, definitely got more understanding of it. So yeah, thank you.
And literally, don't forget to tag us in, because we will retweet and talk to you, and you know, try and ask people questions. I think that seems to be the thing that gets people following you when you ask those questions. Michael, it was your first time and looking at the back end of the lottery. Are you all right? Has he gone? I can't really see.
Yeah, no, I'm still here. Sorry, I had to turn my camera off.
That's all right. No, that's fine.
Yeah, no, this has been really helpful. I think just seeing those tips of, you know, how to share like the leaflet and being able to share the page, etc., has been really helpful. So definitely going to use those. Thank you.
And so is there anything else that you
Yeah, I have another
Chantel?
tip.
All right, hold
Sorry.
on. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. No, that was really just useful going through the back end because I've not actually logged in up until now. So I was just playing around with it as you were talking through, Joe. So I've found everything that you just basically showed us. And I guess as well, it's just also seeing how you can tie it into your existing work, because I guess this is something totally outside of what we were currently doing anyway for all of us, I'm sure. And it's just working out how that kind of can fit in nicely and how you can put that through to your schedule. So I'll go away and do that. And then also, do we have a list of, because I know you just said about the monthly gifts or prizes, is there somewhere where it's listed like what's coming up, just so we can have that in advance?
Dashboard. You'll see it on your dashboard when you log in, when it changes. Sorry, Joe, do you want to?
Yeah, in terms of features, so what we had done, because the prizes used to be over a 6 to 8 week period, and then I changed them to monthly, and we did it up to about June. And so we're just sort of taking stock of that, and then we're planning out like a suite, like a schedule for the rest of the year. So that should be forthcoming quite soon. But in terms of an extra tip
that we find when we log in, or is that going to be sent out?
Well, what will happen is part of our team, when we get that schedule, they send it out to all of what we call our partners. So that would be CVA, and we'll send the schedule to them. And then from there, up to CVA to obviously pass that on, or we can also just work on getting that schedule out to a lot of the course admins as well. But every single month you'll see that it update in the dashboard. But as I said, the schedule for like the rest of the year is just being solidified at the moment, just because we're doing a bit of testing with that. I can tell you what July is looking like it's going to be, if that's helpful as well. That's just going to be £1,000 Airbnb voucher in July. But before we open up to another question, Elizabeth, I just want to give you guys one more tip. So in that little menu button up in the top right, where you got to your leaflets and whatnot, you obviously have winners and you got supporters as well. So the best thing you can do is when you look at the winners and see who's actually won like a cash prize, right? Even if it's small or if it's big. And what I would suggest to do is you see their name, and then you can go into the supporter list, and you want to make sure that they've actually opted into receiving communications from you first, GDPR stuff, we all know it well. And then use that as like a little testimonial. Boom, someone's won £50. Say, hey, congrats, thanks for supporting us via Croydon Community Lottery. Would you maybe be interested in giving us a quick quote? And you can pop that up on social media and show that people do actually, like, people can sometimes be quite wary of just lotteries in general, which I always find quite fascinating, because people definitely do win. So that's another little tip there as well, in regard to contacting your winners and saying, hey, I love supporting, this cause, and I've managed to win £50. I'm going to go out for a Jiffy tea or something like that,
Yeah,
I noticed Mrs. B's supporter won £25 this week, didn't she?
And I'm in contact with a supporter who won the £300 voucher. So she said she's happy to, take a picture with me, or, a little video or something. So we'll definitely be posting it soon.
Kate, is there anything from Kate? I just realised I've skipped past you, Kate. Any questions? Are you happy with everything now?
Yeah, we just need to keep doing our social media desperately, because we're not using it really. No, we have a bit to discuss, I think, regarding our strategy. So then we'll just keep working at it. But no, it has been useful. Thank you.
I mean, and we're here. I mean, it's not one of our funded projects, but we're quite keen to help people get it working and working for you. So if you need anything, Sarah or I am around. We both full-time, so we've both got mobile numbers. You can text us, message us, email us.
And in addition to that,
I can't actually see text at the moment. So
in addition to that, you got the support email at the bottom of the lottery website. You got the support number that comes into my team that I manage. So I would consider them largely within our platform to be fundraising experts. They're always willing to help explain, different strategies, or just show you how to find things if you forget. So use that number, use that email. We are here to help, not just CVA, but Gatherwell. You know, as a company, our mission is trying to help good causes all across Great Britain. So use the number, use the email, get in contact with us. We'll be more than happy to help.
Any other questions? So I don't want to keep you too long. If you think we've answered everything. Anything else from you, Zara?
No, that's it much,
Cool.
everyone. I will be sending out the recording as requested in the chat. Okay, and
That way
we'll
you
keep in
turned your
touch.
camera off.
Keep an eye on your social media, and in case I can, I tag you in, or I try to involve you in conversations. And good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Take
Thanks.
care, everyone.
See
Bye.
you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.